Every morning started with the same irritation. I'd walk into the bathroom, lift the lid, and see piss sprayed across the toilet seat like someone was aiming with their eyes closed. There are 4 people in our house: Mom, Dad, me, and my twin brother. Mom barely uses that bathroom. I physically can't pee on the seat even if I tried. Dad's gone most of the day, so the only suspect was my brother, the human sprinkler. At first, I tried being normal about it. "Dude, wipe the seat." "It's not me," he repeated every single time. Dad eventually yelled at him. Big lecture about hygiene. Next morning, same piss, same denial. Meanwhile, I was the one wiping it at 3 a.m., so I didn't sit on something warm. So I changed tactics. Whenever I found a mess, I called him into the bathroom. "Clean it." "It's not me." "Great, then cleaning shouldn't bother you." He only moved when I said, "Should I tell Dad?" It became our sad little routine. I discover the crime scene, he denies, I threaten, he cleans. And then my friend visited. She came out of the bathroom whispering, the seat's covered in pee." Even though it wasn't my mess, I felt humiliated. That moment was my breaking point, my first emotional peak. I stopped complaining and started planning, because some people don't learn from talking. Some only learn when they're embarrassed. So I began staging evidence. Whenever I used the bathroom after him and the seat was clean, I'd adjust it. Small sprinkles of water, sometimes a tiny hint of yellow watercolor. Subtle, but convincing. Sooner or later, Dad would see it and yell for my brother. My brother would yell back, "I swear it's not me." But by then, "it's not me" had 0 value. For a while, it worked. He wiped, checked, even muttered to himself. I thought the nightmare was ending. Then one afternoon, I walked in right after him. No tricks, just fresh, real piss on the seat. He hadn't changed. Not really. So I moved to level 2, public consequences. His friends came over later. I heard him use the bathroom. I waited, then went in and gently enhanced the scene, just enough to look believable. Then I walked into the living room and said, loudly enough, "Bro, why didn't you wipe the seat after you peed everywhere? It's on the floor, too." Instant silence. His friends stared at him. He panicked. "That wasn't me. It's probably Dad." I stayed calm. "I literally watched you walk out. And seriously, no future girlfriend wants to clean that." His friends made the "damn" noise. He turned red, and for the first time, didn't argue. That was my second emotional peak, watching him finally understand his actions had social consequences. Later, he came to my room insisting, "It has to be Dad." And that's when I realized he had convinced himself Dad was the problem. Because if it was Dad, he didn't have to change, didn't have to admit anything. Meanwhile, I was the one embarrassed. Dad was the one silently taking blame. And my brother was the only one who didn't see he was the cause. I told him, "Look, I can't pee on the seat. Mom barely uses that bathroom. If you don't want people assuming it's you, stop making it look like you." After that, something shifted for real. Now I hear him wiping the seat before leaving. Sometimes I hear cleaner spray. Sometimes the lid is even down. Once he muttered, "Why is everyone messy?" And I almost choked trying not to laugh. It still annoys me that I had to teach him something parents should have taught years ago. But I'm also satisfied. He finally learned what lectures couldn't teach him. Your mess affects everyone you live with. And if he and Dad ever confront me about the staged evidence, I literally cannot pee outside the toilet, I'll say. That's a you problem. One day, some girl will move in with him and never have to wipe his piss off a seat. She'll never know why he's suddenly so careful, but I'll know. And every time I sit on a clean, dry seat, that will feel like my quiet victory.